Orange Cassidy showed up twice on Dynamite, and so did Blade. Blade attacked him earlier in the night, and he thought he knocked him out pretty good, but Orange Cassidy kind of made a surprise appearance. And I honestly thought that Orange Cassidy was going to get a quick win out of a surprise, put an elbow pad on, maybe Superman punch, quick 1-2-3 pin because of the timing. I would have been fine with that, but it actually turned out to be a pretty back and forth match.
Yeah.
I really liked Blade. I really liked that this mini singles run that Blade is going on, his mercenary gimmick. And he's really impressive, and he's really great in the ring with, his emotions and very powerful moves. And, it's a good pairing to really get some heat on the Blade, because OC is, like I said earlier, so over with the fans. I mean, clearly he's definitely one of the top baby faces on there as well. But what did you guys think of this match, Bonds?
Oh, I loved it. Like you said, the Blade is really impressive in the ring. I love how powerful he makes stuff look because he's so quick.
Yeah.
Pound for
Great
pound,
gimmick.
pound for pound, he feels like almost like a Cesaro, dude. This dude is just shredded. He just like he's a powerhouse, man. The sleeper is one of the strongest guys on the roster.
Yeah, and he really held his own against Cassidy, who was just we just talked about. He was just in the main event, so like this guy he held his own really well. This is a fun match, back and forth. There's a lot of shenanigans, which is always cool. And then we got to see Cassidy come out on top as the true baby face and, get a huge pop from the crowd at the end. So it was a really cool match. Worked well. I like the mercenary gimmick. I can't wait for Butch to be back, though, so they can kind of get back to their thing. I love those two together.
I love Butch and Blade.
Yeah. But I like that they're making it work and they're giving him an opportunity to do something else. And I think he's really running with it and showing, like, hey, when that tag team thing isn't working anymore, like, I got some single stuff I can do, and it's really fun. I like him as his character work. It's really good.
I agree with you on that too, and I think the AEW's done that in a lot of instances. You see what's going on with Top Flight. They have Dante out there hustling.
Good point.
Making singles, doing a lot of singles action right now. We've seen Max Caster when Bowens went down. AEW does a nice job of allowing just because one of the teammates gets hurt doesn't mean you can't utilize that talent and see why not allow that to be.
Why take two guys out for 8 months?
Why not see what this guy can do solo? And with you have the bunny in his corner, that the bunny is always going to find ways to get the fans riled up and kind of get the emotions going in a match. Blade looks like a killer, bro. This dude is absolutely just. Like, you could tell, too, with, like, this mercenary gimmick, this no-nonsense, just razor-focused kind of I like that vibe that he's giving off. Now, again, I can't wait for Butch to come back because I feel like Butch and Blade complement each other so well.
Right.
Yeah, they're great.
But, it was good to see him get an opportunity in a match with Orange Cassidy. I'm still, I don't know where – SPD, I know this has been something that you and I have talked about in previous shows. I don't know where they're going with Orange Cassidy right now.
It's a roller coaster for sure, and we're all on the ride with our hands up.
It just feels like no matter, obviously they know, they throw him out there, the fans are going to love to see him, right? He's always entertaining. He's always a great time. I'm ready for him to have something to do, though. I'm ready for him to have something to do as far as give him somebody to feud with, give him some motivation. Orange Cassidy, now that crowds are back, he's an important piece of the puzzle for AEW. And I think that the pops are real, dude. They're there. Yeah. And, I know that you've dabbled and you've seen where he fits in the card. I think you have enough of a sample size between his feud with Jericho, his opportunities at titles with TNT championships and the world championships. You have enough of a sample size to say what you have with Orange Cassidy. Now you need to hone in on saying, okay, how do we utilize that in a way that helps other stars too? And I think that maybe this is an example of that short term, using Orange Cassidy's star to allow people to see what Blade can do in a solo capacity isn't a bad idea. If they continue down that path, I'm okay with that, but I do think something needs to emerge out of these little matchups with Orange Cassidy that means something bigger to the landscape of AEW. You got to have this guy focused on a goal of some sort.
Right. Because right now he's toiling between 2 different roles in the divisions. You know what I mean? He's going between like upper mid card to top tier contender, and it's like you can't keep just bouncing back and forth like that. And because eventually the like, or not the nostalgia, but the it'll wear off. Nobody's gonna care that like you're having a good match with Orange Cassidy anymore because he's not involved in anything important.
Exactly. If you're beating the mid card guys, but you can never beat the top card guys, then like what does that really mean for you in the big picture, right? Like I just feel like that kind of it takes a little bit of that rub away from an Orange Cassidy run because you feel like this dude has a ceiling. And I'm curious to see if AEW thinks that. I want to see him I want to see something emerge for him by All Out. I think that you need to utilize Orange Cassidy, especially with live crowds coming back, guys. The guy does get pops, unlike most. And again, I struggle a little bit right now with Orange Cassidy, and it feels weird for me because there are certain characters like Jungle Boy and Darby Allin that we talk about that just no matter what, they always know how to click with the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
This is an example of one. I'm having a hard time getting invested in him right now. That's all.
I think down the line, it would be interesting to see him versus Miro, maybe a feud for that. I don't see him going over against Miro, but it would be another convincing heel, really put fire on Miro's heel run, which I think he needs, even though the crowd is so hot for him.